Forget your CUDA cores and your RTX and your ray tracing. AMD is the future. There's a genuine shift happening right now in the PC gaming landscape. The tables are turning, and we're starting to notice. We're witnessing a growing divide between two tech giants, one that's doubling down on gamers with value and open tech, and another that's pivoting away from its roots towards AI. I think you already know who I'm talking about. NVIDIA, with their focus more on data centers and corporate profits. For years, NVIDIA has been the obvious choice. I mean, it was a go-to. It used to be go to the store and spend a, reasonable amount of money, but now it's go to the store and spend upwards of over $1,500. For years, they've had the most powerful GPUs, the flashiest tech demos, and they really just dominated the conversation everywhere. But today, things are different. It's not just about who has the most frames per second anymore. It's about who respects the gamer's dollar, who supports innovation without locking it behind proprietary walls, and who still remembers what gaming is actually about. Let's talk about where we are right now in 2025. The PC gaming space has changed drastically over the last few years. It used to be simple. If you wanted the best performance, you bought NVIDIA. If you wanted affordability, maybe you went AMD and sacrificed a few frames for your wallet, and your temperature would go up in your room because those CPUs used to run like heaters. But today, it's not so cut and dry. The RTX 40 series launched to mixed reactions, and the RTX 50 series, don't even get me started. Performance? Sure, it's there, especially with the 5090, which remains an absolute monster. But that comes with a price tag of Yeah, looking back to the 40 series, the 4080 launched at $1,200 and that was then. And gamers immediately called it out for being priced far above its performance bracket. It's created a ripple effect. I mean, gamers are no longer tolerating NVIDIA's premium tax. The sense of excitement that used to accompany each new launch has been replaced with frustration. Frustration at prices, at power draw, frying cables, at the proprietary ecosystem NVIDIA is building. AMD has flipped the narrative. What was once considered the budget brand with hit-or-miss launches is now setting the standard for value. RDNA 3 changed the game, building on the momentum of RDNA 2, and pushing performance into real competition with NVIDIA, not just on the budget end, but even at the high end. I mean, really, if you look back at their first Ryzen launch, they did a complete 180 from the bulldozer CPUs they were making before. My god, I had like an FX 8320, and that thing brought my PC to like 100 degrees at some point. I'm not even kidding. That thing warmed up my room. But nowadays, they're rocking it. I mean, take the RX 7900 XTX, for example. At launch, it came in at $999. But that's still expensive, but it was hundreds less than the RTX 4080. And when you line them up side by side in most modern games at 1440p and 4K, the performance is shockingly close. In some titles, the 7900 XTX even wins, especially in raw rasterization. But it's not just about beating NVIDIA on price. AMD's winning with smarter design. The RX 7000 series uses chiplet-based architecture, allowing AMD to build GPUs more efficiently. They're able to cut down on costs without sacrificing performance. It's innovation that benefits the consumer, not just shareholders. Price to performance has overall always been king, and right now, AMD is absolutely dominating in that metric. Let's take a look at a few examples. The RX 6700 XT versus the RTX 3060 Ti. Well, there's similar performance, but the AMD card often retails for $50 to $100 less. The RX 7600 versus RTX 4060. AMD comes in cheaper and with better raster performance in most titles. RX 7900 XTX versus RTX 4080. Hundreds of dollars cheaper, similar performance, and more VRAM, 24GB versus 16GB. If there's something NVIDIA loves doing, it's hogging VRAM from you. You pay a lot more for that. I'm just trying to emphasize why this has been actually going on for a while now. And with the launch of the 5000 series from NVIDIA, it just goes to show that AMD's already winning in the budget category. And honestly, at this point, gamers are fed up. They're tired of paying for features they don't want or use. They're tired of limited VRAM on cards that are supposed to last multiple years. AMD's delivering where it matters most: actual performance in games, not inflated specs on a spreadsheet. And now here's where AMD really stands out, and it's one of the most overlooked parts of the conversation. Let's talk about FidelityFX Super Resolution, or FSR. It's AMD's answer to DLSS, a way to upscale games and improve performance without sacrificing image quality. FSR 2.0 and 3.0 are dramatically closing the gap with DLSS. But here's the kicker: FSR is open source. Anyone can use it. It works on NVIDIA cards and Intel cards, and it even works on consoles. Developers love it because it's accessible, flexible, and doesn't require backroom deals with AMD like it does with NVIDIA and DLSS. Compare that to DLSS, which is locked behind NVIDIA's RTX branding. DLSS 3.0 requires specialized hardware, also known as tensor cores. It's a classic walled garden, and gamers, we're getting sick of it at this point. AMD also supports open standards like Vulkan and has long been a champion of Linux compatibility. Their drivers are updated consistently, and unlike older generations, they're stable now. This open approach is refreshing in a world increasingly dominated by proprietary tech. I mean, honestly, if you're building a Linux PC at this point, you should be using AMD hardware, because while it is possible to run a Linux install with NVIDIA, you might run into more issues. Let's be honest, NVIDIA doesn't care about gamers the way they used to, because they found this little golden chip behind them. What's this? What? AI. Their GTC events now barely even mention gaming. It's all about AI, data centers, cloud computing, and enterprise partnerships. And it's working. NVIDIA is now $1 trillion company. No one can get their names out of their mouths. But what everyone fails to realize is that it's not gaming that's getting them there. Their GPUs are being designed to serve two masters: gaming and enterprise AI. The result? Inflated specs, huge dies, and sky-high prices, because, hey, if you're selling anything to a business, you can always jack up the price. You know why? It's for business use. Dell, I'm looking at you. The 5090 is a beast because it has to be, not just to run games, but to handle AI training workloads and scientific modeling. Gamers are footing the bill for NVIDIA's corporate ambitions, and more they're asking, why should I keep paying for hardware I don't need, just to subsidize AI? You don't have to look far to find discontent. Reddit is filled with posts from lifelong NVIDIA users jumping ship. YouTube comments are full of users praising AMD for finally offering a real alternative. And a lot of tech YouTubers like Hardware Unboxed, Gamers Nexus, and Linus Tech Tips have all commented on this issue as well. And the overall consensus? People are getting tired. They want transparency, value, and a return to gamer-first priorities. One of AMD's biggest advantages is its ecosystem. With Ryzen CPUs dominating the processor space, AMD can offer an end-to-end platform. Combine a Ryzen 7 7800X3D with a 7900 XTX and smart access memory, and you're looking at performance gains that NVIDIA simply couldn't replicate at that time. This synergy matters. AMD has control over more of the stack than ever before, and it shows. Gamers who build all AMD systems are seeing better frame rates, smoother gameplay, and fewer bottlenecks. And with AM5 motherboards, AMD's also delivering better long-term value, unlike Intel, which tends to break compatibility every couple of generations. I don't know what they're doing right now, but I hope they're doing all right. I'm sorry, Intel, what happened? Game developers are watching this unfold too. The shift to AMD isn't just about gamers, it's also about what's easier and more cost-effective to develop for. With AMD's open SDKs and cross-platform support, developers can build once and deploy across PC, Xbox, Steam Deck, and more, all powered by AMD hardware, by the way. DLSS might be fancy, but FSR is practical. In a world where studios are under more pressure than ever to launch across multiple systems, AMD's flexibility is a godsend. And like I kind of hinted to already, let's not forget, AMD powers the Steam Deck, the PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series X and S. That's right, the three most accessible gaming platforms of the current generation. In NVIDIA's ballpark, we've only got the Switch and laptops that they verified can run their mobile processors. That means game devs are already optimizing for AMD. That means more tools, more experience, and more optimization flowing downstream to PC gamers. And with the Steam Deck's popularity and even the ROG Ally and a lot of other PC gaming handhelds, AMD's further normalizing its GPUs into the mainstream. So where do we go from here? NVIDIA will still remain a dominant force. Their tech is still very, very impressive. Their AI dominance is unmatched, and I'd like to see anyone catch up. But in the world of gaming, AMD is quickly becoming the go-to choice for anyone who values performance, freedom, and fairness. I mean, really, AMD and Intel are putting everything they can right now into being the most competitive platforms in the gaming market. And it's funny seeing these once monopolistic, crazy big companies turn to this nicer side to an extent, where they really need to try a lot harder and offer a lot better value. If AMD continues to invest in open tools, improve FSR, push performance with RDNA 4, and maintain aggressive pricing, they're not just an alternative. They're a leader. Gamers and everyone are finally waking up. They're voting with their wallets, and they're telling the industry, we want better. So forget NVIDIA? Not completely. But when it comes to the future of gaming, and especially PC-based gaming, AMD is leading the charge. They're not just catching up, they're constantly innovating, opening doors, and putting gamers first again, and that might be the most powerful move of all. So the next time you're building a rig or upgrading your card, take a long look at Team Red, because if the trends continue, AMD might not just be the future, they might just become the present in your PC build. Meaning like, they were the future because you weren't planning on buying it, but now you have. I want to know what you think. Are you Team Green, NVIDIA, or Team Red, AMD, or Team Blue? I forgot about Intel. Let me know down in the comments. Is AMD leading the charge? Are they not? Let me know, and let me know what hardware you're rocking. Are you rocking an AMD card? Are you rocking an NVIDIA card? I'm still rocking an RTX 2060, and I'm telling you right now, the next card I buy is not going to be Team Green. If you like what you see, hit like, hit subscribe, hit that Taco Bell, and as always, thank you very much for all your comments and all the support. It means a ton, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.